You know, we used to be a proper country, but somewhere along the way we kind of just lost it. I don't know what happened or where it began or what started it all, but we don't really have fun anymore, you know? That's just, I think it's sad. I think it's real sad. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to talk about something that's been on my mind heavy since the news came out that E3 has been canceled forever. That's right, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, the monument to gaming, something that's been the cornerstone of the culture for years, has finally just crashed and burned. It all started a few years ago when the big companies like Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo broke off and started doing their own little conferences. We have like Nintendo Direct, and Sony has their PlayStation Day of Play, I believe it's called, something like that. Everybody has their own little conferences now where they announce games. Before, it used to be a big event where everybody would come together, kind of like a Comic-Con type deal, where all the big companies would come, show you their newest games. There'd be demos on the game floor and all that stuff, and all the biggest people and the who's of the gaming community would all come together and be at this event. And if you got to go to it, if you were privileged enough, you got to experience gaming euphoria. I know it kind of was reserved only to people in the gaming world, like journalists and developers alike. But throughout the years, it kind of became available for public. People who, just like you and me, could buy tickets and attend it. This is like the big dream for everybody. I never got to go, but those who did go, yeah, like I mentioned, you are privileged. And it's a sad day for me, because I remember reading like the GameStop magazines and stuff like that, and I would go through them and I'd see like E3, here's the biggest and latest and greatest from the event, and we got to see like these cool stars come on stage and announce games. I remember like The Rock would come. He would say things like the first Xbox, that's what it was. He came and helped announce that. And it was just like a fun event and like a celebration of gaming and the gaming culture itself. And that got me thinking like, hey man, gaming used to be so fun, and somehow, some way, we've lost our way. It's not as fun as it used to be. And I think that's so sad. So E3 being a big thing that was part of like my life growing up as like the what I dreamed of going to. Like gaming itself is cool and fun and everything with your friends, but E3 kind of was like that goal you had in mind, like I want to go in the world or in the realm of gaming. I want to be a developer, I want to be like a tester, I want to be someone who does something within the world of gaming so that one day I can attend this, because it looks so fun and it looks so fun to be a part of it. And I remember listening to podcasts like IGN's podcast, where they would like do the review of the event and talk about how fun it was and how cool it was to be there. And I'm like, you know, that's so fun. I miss that. I want that fun energy back. And this is like one of the final nails in the coffin, I think, for me, of gaming being not fun anymore. So if you did remember E3 growing up, you also probably do remember G4 TV. That was another fun thing that we had in the world of gaming. I know it's recently kind of made a little comeback, G4 itself. I think it's on YouTube itself, on this app here. You can look it up and find G4 in some semblance of what it used to be. But it used to be the premier channel if you had the cable and you could afford it. The channel that was only about gaming and gaming culture. You could see like live gameplays, you can see cheat codes, you can see reviews for games, you can see upcoming games or interviews with creators and developers and people within that world of gaming as well. So it felt cool to have this channel if you had access to it. You felt like your own little world. For me personally, it did feel like a little slice of heaven. I'm like, oh man, G4, this is so cool, I want to go home and watch this. And like, this is where I would get like my tips and tricks on how to play games, but also like games that were coming out my friends might not have known about, but I could watch this and be like, hey guys, did you guys hear about the new Halo 2 coming out? And they're like, what do you mean, there's a 2? And I'm like, yeah, there's a 2 coming out. I saw a full demo for it. I attended the live viewing of it. Yeah, I was there, it was sick. But G4 itself was so fun. Another thing that I was like, man, I want to be a part of this. Like Attack of the Show, Olivia M, that's where she got her start. At least I think that's where she got her start. That's where I first saw her. Anyway, shows like that where I was like, man, I want to be a part of this. I want to be in the world of gaming. I want to host a show that's all about it. Like that's kind of what inspired me and Chris to start this channel, was something like that, something that has the energy of like a fun time and showing you like the other side of gaming and how fun it could be, and also like the culture of it, and like people who come from the culture are just as cool as the people who you see as the main characters of these games, like Master Chief and like whoever the main guys of Call of Duty are. Anyway, the personalities that this G4 TV launched were also just as cool, and like you can relate to them because they're also gamers. And I know YouTube has channels and people and creators who do something similar to G4 where they cover games and they talk about them a certain way, but it just doesn't feel like it captures the energy of G4. To me, I feel like the closest thing that we have is if you go to GameStop and you watch GameStop TV, those specific segments that they show where they like preview a game or whatever, that feels the closest to me to G4. Like, that's so cool to just cover games for a living. Like, I want to do that. But yeah, YouTube people, the creators are cool, but I feel like it just doesn't capture that same energy that I felt watching G4. That was just another fun thing within gaming, and it's gone. And the games themselves, they haven't gotten worse. We've been getting better games, and they're better stories and better developed, and like the graphics and the gameplay, all of this is so fun and awesome, but it just doesn't feel the same. And that meme that I keep seeing about people only playing 2K or Call of Duty or Fortnite, those are the games that are being covered. And the people that we watch are people that you may watch. The streamers who do cover these games, it's always those games. It's never anything new. It's always GTA or Fortnite. Sometimes Minecraft if they want to get spicy. They don't cover games that are fun and weird like they used to. And I just feel like that's another contributing factor to gaming, to me feeling dead. It's not fun anymore. People don't cover the fun games. And again, there are creators on the platform who do cover the games that like you might be into, some weird ones, some odd ones, some games that come from Steam and stuff like that. But that culture has also kind of died. Like the Let's Play culture, like if you know anything about Let's Plays, you know you'd always go home and watch the latest and greatest people playing like Mario, or playing like here's me and my friends doing a playthrough of like Pokemon doing like a Nuzlocke challenge. Stuff like that is dead now because everybody wants to just stream themselves playing the game. And I feel like a lot of people who aren't very good at games do want to just stream the easier games like 2K and Fortnite and Minecraft. So if you're constantly seeing those games and those gameplays being shown, you're probably an outside source would probably see and be like, you know what, gaming has not improved at all. Back in my day we had Mario Brothers and Tetris, blah blah blah. That whole crowd, I could see how they would see and perceive that gaming is dead because that's all that's being shown to you, or just those same 5 or 6 games. But that couldn't be further from the truth. If you dig deeper, there's a bunch of cool games that come out, and occasionally there are games that do blow up. Like Spider-Man got a big following because people who follow Spider-Man love it so much that where they're like, hey, look, here's this game and let's play it, let's show people how fun it is. And people caught onto it because I feel like Spider-Man as a property is just so big that it's hard not to get famous and popularized. But there are still games within gaming culture that are big, like Baldur's Gate, for example. You don't see any big streamers streaming Baldur's Gate. They're streaming the same 5 or 6 games, and Baldur's Gate is such a fun game for those who play it, and it won Game of the Year for a reason. And these people, these streamers have such a big platform, they could probably boost sales by themselves, but they don't because they keep doing the same games over and over. These lower games, these indie games, like Lethal Company, for example, that's good, that's great. I love that story and how big it got because of streaming, but there's other games like that aren't getting any love because people are just like, oh, I'm gonna ignore it, I'm not gonna play it because it's not gonna give me views, which sucks because only the certain games get views. I miss the dumb games. I miss Sneak King, Burger King. I miss Wipeout, Doritos Wipeout, Crash Course, whatever the hell that game was called. I miss games like Vex. You remember Vex? You ever played Vex? Probably not. I Ninja. Little games like that will never get, big or see the light of day. They're just the little cult classics. Those games I miss. And I'm not going to say that there aren't games like that still exist, but I just feel like that culture of it has just died out because you got to kind of cater to your audience, and your audience only wants the same formula over and over again. It's hard to innovate. If your game is not open world with an option to throw hands, people aren't going to want to play it usually. They're going to be like, you know what, I'll get to that other game when I get to it, but right now I'm too busy playing cops and robbers. So I don't know, gaming for me is just in a weird spot. I kind of chill and play the games that I want to play on my own time, but I don't feel the same way as I used to. Maybe it is, me getting older, but I feel like my even younger siblings and friends who are younger than me, they just don't feel the same way about games that I felt growing up. Me and my friends, it was such a big part of our lives, and it helped us, we all get together and play the games together, like the couch co-op games, or like we'll play through a game that has a fun storyline, stuff like that. I feel like it's just kind of died and gone by the wayside. And I don't have any solutions for this, and if it ever will get fixed, or if it's just me feeling this way, but I just wanted to vent about it because E3 getting canceled was like the big factor where I was like, you know what, I miss the way gaming used to be, the way that it was just like so fun and like fresh. And I feel like, I guess, the time that gaming was the biggest to me in my life with like E3 and G4 like that was kind of like the beginning of the renaissance of gaming before it was at its peak. And I feel like we've passed the peak of gaming and it's kind of like on the decline. Just like with anime, like if you're an OG watcher of anime. You were there before when it was like not cool to watch anime. You were called a nerd, whatever. And now it's peaked and everybody's into it, and now it's like it's not cool if you're not into it. So I guess the low-keyness of it, but like the newness of it is gone for gaming. Like that fresh feeling of like, ooh, anybody can make a name for themselves within gaming, or gaming could be anything you want it to be. We just haven't figured out what it is exactly yet, but I feel like now we figured out what it is. We figured out what works, and it's just like not fun anymore. The fun of it is gone for me. I don't know. That was just my thoughts that I've had, and I just wanted to get on camera and rant about it. So, I mean, if you agree with me, you can let me know down in the comments below, or if you don't agree with me, let me know down below. Whatever it is, just let me know your thoughts down below on this subject of gaming, and is it fun anymore? The de-funification of gaming. I want to hear your thoughts. I think it's a good conversation to have. Maybe I'm being delusional, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not. But either way, thank you guys for watching. That's my little rant here. As always, be sure to subscribe and follow down below. And until next time, go try to capture that feeling. Don't let it escape you, because if it escapes you, it's gone forever. You see me now. Find something. Just find some time to play a fun game.